Let's explore autistic history and the Autism Wars. This is part 65 of a series. Alright, so we left off in 1996 with an article that ran in People magazine titled The Enemy Within, that was speaking to John, Shay Stack, and Portia Iverson and their autistic son and the organization they founded, Cure Autism Now. So I'm going to jump forward to 1997 and share two more articles that ran that year. These will help illustrate as well some of the projects that they were launching and the goals that they had at the time. So let's just jump over. So in June 1st, 1997, an article titled Seeking a Cure, Parents and Researchers Dedicate Themselves to Helping Those with Autism was published by Nazish Yar Khan, Naazishyarkhan, special to the Tribune. And I'm going to share that here with you. You can also find the text version of this on internationalbadassactivist.org in the archives, and just look up Seeking a Cure, Parents and Researchers Dedicate Themselves to Helping Those with Autism, and it will pop up. So let's take a look. Alright, it says here, Gail Kraska had a normal delivery and there were no dramatic signs early on suggesting what was ahead for her son, Jonathan. There was normal development with crawling, walking, everything except language and social skills. The pediatrician would tell us that boys are slow and not to worry about it, said the Wheaton resident. Because Jonathan was her first child, Kraska had nothing to which compare his development. At age 2.5, and after numerous hearing tests, Jonathan, now 7, was diagnosed with pervasive developmental delay, PDD, a subtype of autism. Quote, I was shocked and concerned and have been on a search for treatment and a cure for my son ever since, said Kraska, who is also the mother of Kirsten, 5. According to the National Institutes of Health, 2 out of every 1,000 children will be on the autism spectrum. And because the cause of autism is unknown, there's no way to prevent it, nor do we have a cure. Last September, Kraska's search put her in touch with a new national organization formed by parents and researchers called Cure Autism Now, or CAN. CAN, which was started in 1996 by Portia Iverson and Jonathan Shay Stack, California parents of an autistic child, is dedicated to finding biological treatment and a cure for autism. CAN has raised more than $200,000 through grassroots fundraising and is funding 7 pilot studies to date. I read an article about CAN in People magazine. Oh, the power of People magazine, right? I just shared that one with you from 1996. And this quote goes on, and that same day I emailed them, Kraska said. My main question was whether there was a CAN chapter in Illinois. I got an immediate response from CAN National Secretary Ellen Bolt, and it turned out she lived in Illinois too. Shortly after getting in touch with CAN, 4 parent couples, Ellen and Ron Bolt of New Lenox, Gail and Don Kraska, and Rebecca and Warren Crow, and Jody and Frank Stepnowski, all of Elgin, founded an Illinois chapter, ICAN, because we felt there was a need to help educate parents and professionals, Kraska said. There are autistic children here in Illinois. We share the vision that treatment or a cure for autism will be found. Let's see, Jonathan Kraska is one of 400,000 Americans who have autism. For the longest time, people thought autism was a result of refrigerator moms who didn't show their children enough affection, but now we know that autism is a medical disorder and not a rare one, Kraska said. I think a common misconception is that children are born with autism. This is true only for some children, said Ellen Bolt. Symptoms of pervasive development range from mild to severe and may be present from early in infancy or may not develop till the child is a toddler or during his early preschool years. Bolt, a researcher on autism, is the mother of an autistic child, Andrew, 5. Autism is the third most common developmental disorder and affects more children than cancer, cystic fibrosis, or multiple sclerosis. Again, word packages for marketing. Yet, autism receives less than 5% of the government funding that goes to these other diseases, Bolt said. Most of the children who suffer from autism never recover and are unable to function in our society. Can believes that we can't wait for someone else to decide that these children deserve help. The pace of scientific progress can and must be accelerated because our children must not wait any longer. There is no medical test for autism, diagnosis based on a behavioral evaluation, but Kraska stressed that early detection is critical for afflicted children. Recently, an early screening tool called the checklist for autism in toddlers has been used by physicians at child's 18-month checkup, Bolt said. The World Wide Web has been an enormous resource for Gail Kraska. I learned that there was, in parentheses, an online conversation area on PDD and autism every Thursday night on America Online. I know we went way back in history, right? America Online. And they're funneling these parents into these autism groups that are, oh goodness, and they certainly get them in there. And once they get them in there, yeah, so she said, I made new friends, met some doctors and therapists as well. There was also the St. John's list, which subscribers received by email, where people post information on developmental delays. I also relied on the Autism Research Institute, ARI, Bernard Rimland's Institute, headquartered in San Diego, and Illinois. There's the Autism Society of Illinois in Lombard. According to CAN, interaction between concerned parents and researchers in the field will help keep motivation high and the pace of progress rapid. There's a lot of information out there, Kraska said. We have been taking ICANN on the road this year by bringing in some of the top researchers in the field of autism so that parents and professionals can learn more about the latest biological interventions and research that are out there. Collaboration is a cornerstone of CAN's policy, and all researchers receiving funding from CAN are strongly encouraged to share their findings with others in the field. The organization is recruiting families where more than one member is affected by autism as a part of the Autism Genetic Resource Exchange, or the AGRE. This is for genetic research in autism, Kraska said. It's our goal to create a repository of 100 well-defined families whose cell lines and DNA samples will be made available to all qualified researchers worldwide. They're just going to give it out to everyone. My goodness. All right. So I spend a lot of time in the car, Kraska said of her devotion to Jonathan. We keep very busy between extracurricular activities such as horseback riding and swimming, therapies, and school. I hear about something that could possibly help him and I check it out. I have to search for whatever is going to make him better. As a parent, you are the only person who's going to help your child. What do I say to other parents with autistic children, Bolt said. I say, get involved. All right, so thank you for exploring a bit more autistic history with me. I'll see you next video.